Nation of Fit in 10, it is day 68, 2.5 days to go. And listen, a reminder to you, you've got to keep pushing through right to the very end. Every day counts. I'll remind you, every day counts. When you come in for your scan, okay, when you come in for your final scan, don't try to change anything up, especially the last couple of days. Don't try to do extra cardio or eat less or have less salt or drink less water. All these things are going to make your scan worse. Don't try to do things to bring down your body weight over the last couple days. This will be water, of course, okay? If you try to do things like, eat less carbohydrates, I'm talking over the last couple days before the scan, not eating very many carbohydrates or less than when you normally eat, or, avoid salt or not drink water, or doing extra cardio or extra exercise, this will make your scan worse. This is going to make your scan worse. Just stick to the plan. Trust me on this. Just stick to the plan. And listen, if anything, before your scan, I would make sure you hyperhydrate and eat a decent amount of carbohydrates. Okay? If you try to make your weight lower by lowering your body water, remember, lean mass is largely body water. It's going to make your scan look worse. I'm just saying, okay? Okay, the Zoom link will be put up very shortly here. It's 11:40 just about on Wednesday morning. So by the time the scan goes up, you should see the Zoom scan for the finale, okay? And so we'll go through the general stats of the whole group. And of course, we're going to list the winner and, top 5 or 10 in each category. We do different statistics, so we'll talk about the top people in those different categories. And it's going to last about 45 minutes or so, okay? We'll also go through the exit strategy, okay? Which, by the way, somebody mentioned to me yesterday, was it yesterday? It was a couple days ago. It was in the last couple days, right? That the challenge should be shorter. And listen, this is all about trying to institute some lifestyle habits. So, I'm not going to go down the road of whether you should exactly follow what you're doing right now for the rest of your life, obviously. The point here is, and I'm really going to recommend this to you, unless it doesn't really matter to you, okay? Unless body composition or, I don't want to say health, but let's just say let's just keep it simple right now and say weight management. If that really matters to you, you've got to watch your total calorie intake. Make sure you get an ample amount of protein every meal. Eat real whole food. Do weight training 3 times per week, and do some sort of cardiovascular exercise. Anywhere from 3 to 5 times per week. 3 times a week would be plenty. If you do three cardio sessions per week of varying intensity, like I said, anywhere from walking to something more intense like a hard run. So if you're doing that, you're doing 3 days of weights, this is going to be plenty. Okay. So let's keep it simple. Going outside the challenge. If you want to be very methodical and really watch your calories and keep putting everything into your MyFitnessPal or whatever food accounting app you choose to use, this is only going to lend more power towards your goals. Okay? The more methodical, the more you know where you stand, the more accurate or the more goal-oriented you can be. That is, if you know exactly where you stand on the map, you will have a better idea of where to go. Well, maybe you won't, but maybe you can talk to me and I can tell you where to go. Okay? If you want to just do some generalities, that's great too. And I will tell you that being less perfect, but just more overall consistent over time, especially years over time, will get you farther than perfection over a short-term period. Okay? So if you can institute some general things, okay, the things I mentioned, the cardio, the weight training multiple times per week, the real whole food, good amount of protein every meal, you're going to be, I think, very, very happy with your results. Okay? It's all about long-term consistency. Okay, let me read through some of your comments. I got a chance to read through a few of these before we started here. So, all right. So this person says, this is for name something specific you can improve on for the following week. Okay, I'm going to try to get through everybody's, looks like I'm going to get through all the feedback by the end here, so this is good. Okay, so they're looking for alternatives to deadlifts. This person writes, I find this exercise is causing me much strain on my lower back, and I'm spending 2 days after in pain and discomfort. Okay, so the first thing I would say is, well, I don't want to give away anything about this person because I don't know if they want to be mentioned, but there may be something with your form we could correct on this, but I think there is something else that you're dealing with in relation to, you know, this area of the body that, you know, we just we have to deal with. That's probably more what it's related to. But just on this note, if something causes you too much pain or too much discomfort, and we've exhausted the, you know, are you doing it correctly? You know, maybe you're going too heavy, maybe you're going too fast, maybe your mechanics aren't right, etc. Then certainly, you know, stay away from it. Okay, it's really that simple. Okay, but you know, more often than not, and certainly not always, but more often than not, it's usually something that we can modify with the movement, whether it's weight or range of motion or mechanics or something we can modify to make it so that you can do it. This is always better, okay? And do it safely, okay? Do it without any disruption to your, you know, your happiness or your well-being. All right, names the other stuff this person didn't want me to mention anything about, so I won't. Name something specific you can improve on for the following week. Need to stop having one cheat meal per week. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. And forgive me, I know I've talked about this a couple times, but I just want to tell you, I didn't change anything in my diet. Didn't change anything. I just took away one cheat meal. Still give myself a couple extra 100 calories on one day of the week, eating just more quote clean food or real whole food. I removed a pretty damaging cheat meal. I'm going to say damaging. It was probably 2,000 to 3,000 calories, depending on what I ate. And I have lost, or I'm losing about half a pound every 10 days. Just from that one cheat meal that I removed, okay? So I've been doing this now for about 4 weeks. 3 weeks? 3.5 weeks now. And I've come down an extra about 1.5 pounds. Okay, so... and I can see it, like I can see the difference. This is just one cheat meal that I was having per week. That's it. These make a difference. Okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't have it. I'm just saying just account for everything. You've got to account for everything. Everything makes a difference. Is there something you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? Show us all the meds you take on a daily basis. Okay, so I brought all my meds out here. Meds, whatever you want to call them. And so I will show you here. This is not a bad fish oil, by the way. This is from Costco. I take this twice per day. I take 8 capsules a total per day. And one thing I like about this, even though it is Costco brand, and quite often Costco brand, you just want to be careful with what you're getting because sometimes it's not the best quality. But you will notice that it does say on here. So first of all, the good stuff in here, the EPA and DHA, is very high. Okay, so those essential components of this are very, very high, and that's what we want. So always look at the EPA and DHA. In this case, per 1,200 milligrams, you're getting 500 EPA and 250 DHA, which is very high, very potent. And this also comes, the oil is coming from small fish. Where does it say it on here, though? It used to say it on here. Okay, there's so much writing on here, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it on here. Where does it say? It did used to say it on here. That's a little bit worrisome. I'm going to look it up in a sec here, and then maybe I'll talk about it next video. I don't want to spend so much time trying to look through it, through all the small writing. So I take fish oil. I take a greens once per day. Big heaping scoop of greens. So I just go through my vitamins and minerals and greens products, I take vitamin C, ester C. This is a little bit more absorbable. I take a B complex, a B100. I take extra vitamin E, one of these per day. That's 400 international units. I take D3, 5,000 per day in general. I really should get my blood work done and just see where my vitamin D3 is at. I also take a primer pack. This is a Magnum primer pack. And this is a very potent multivitamin, and I say it's potent because it's made up of about 6 different pills, 6 or 7, sorry, 7 different pills. And the reason why you have to do this is because if you want to have any multivitamin that's potent, and you want to have enough of it that's bioavailable, bioavailability is very, very important, right? There's no sense in taking something if it's just going to go right through you. You got to split it up, or else you're going to make a pill that's going to be huge, right? So if you ever take a one a day and it's all in one pill, you're not getting very much of anything. So those are all the vitamins, minerals. This is a fat, obviously, that I take. This is a greens product, right? So like basically a lot of plant nutrient extraction powder, you could think of it as. This is a pre-workout I use. There's no stimulants in this. And I take 2 to 3 servings of this. I usually take 2 before I work out and then 1 while I work out. There's just a lot of stuff in here that's going to help more so than anything with stamina, which is the word I was looking for yesterday, by the way, when I was talking about supersetting. Supersetting is one way to increase or train your stamina more. So there's lots of acid buffers in here, but there's some great things in here like beta-alanine and L-citrulline malate. Again, some things that are going to help you get an extra rep or 2. So I take some of that along with some pink salt. I also use HMB. I've used this for over 20 years, not this product per se, but HMB, which is a leucine derivative. It's just leucine's amino acid. This is just a derivative. This helps with the recovery. I don't use this straight, but I use it off and on. And of course, now Magnum has their own line of it. They call it Hard Muscle Builder. It's a play on the acronym HMB, okay, which stands for hydroxymethylbutyrate. Very good, very, very good for recovery and strength. And of course, I take some Magnum Big C. This is just creatine monohydrate with a few other things in here. There's some ginseng and some Russian tarragon and astragalus root. This is good, just helps with the absorption and the effectiveness of the creatine. Okay, and these are capsules, by the way. I take you're supposed to take 5 capsules twice a day. I actually remove the powder. I just don't want to take that many pills. So I just take the powder out, and I do about 12 of these per day. So I'm using a lot of pills. A lot. I know that. I'm a bit of an extremist when it comes to things. Is my body utilizing all this? I'm surely probably excreting some of it. I can see it through the B vitamins. Actually, when you pee, you can see B vitamins. But do I notice a difference? I do notice a difference if I stop or not. Okay, and I don't think it's in my head. So that's everything I use, aside from protein powder, which obviously you know that I already take. All right, I don't have an elliptical or treadmill. Can you recommend indoor cardio exercises that we can do when it's too hot to run outside? So anything where you're not going to be, so you want to incorporate enough resistance and get your body moving. Okay, this is why burpees are a great way of doing cardio, right? So skipping with some burpees. So again, movement of your body is essentially what we're after. Why of your body? Because your body's obviously there's going to be some resistance, right? You've got your body weight versus gravity, right? So you need the resistance to get your heart rate up, right? You could sit here with nothing in your hand and do this all day. You're never going to really get your heart rate up, right? So you need enough resistance with movement, right? So anything that's body weight, you can go up and down stairs, burpees or modified burpees. You could throw in some abdominal exercises. That's going to be a lot of movement with resistance. Skipping is going to be a great way to go as well. You can even incorporate some light resistance-based movements like lunges or bodyweight squats. Okay, and then doing a myriad of these types of things. Okay. All right. I have not read these ones going forward. What am I? I'm at 15 minutes? Holy moly. I'm serious. I swear to God, I didn't even look at the time. I thought it was maybe 8 minutes. Let's get to the message of the day. Wow. I like talking, obviously. Okay. So I'm going to revisit some of my favorite quotes here. And this is one that I want you to remember. You do not have to be extreme to get results. In fact, you're going to sabotage yourself if you are extreme. You will not be able to sustain it, and you'll go back to square one, if not worse. Do not be extreme unless you're just trying to shoot for something in the short term and then you don't care about it afterwards. I'm telling you right now, you are just a reflection of what you do. You are just a reflection of what you do. So if you do something and you make good progress and then you stop doing it, and you do, you're doing something that's obviously a lot different, so I guess I have to be more specific here. If you do a system like you did here, and then you just stop that system, and you don't do anything, okay, or you go way off that system, okay, in essence, you're getting more calories. So let's just say you start getting more calories. You're not going to keep your results. It won't happen. You are just a reflection of what you do. You can't lose weight and then just magically keep it off by doing something different. Okay, unless you're doing something different that's equivalent to what you've been doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, you've got to at least reflect that difference. You forget about the system, okay? You made a change. You maintain that change. You saw some results from this. Now you've got to maintain that change ongoing. Okay? If you start to, or at least to a large degree, okay? If you start to cut that in half or not do it at all or whatever, you are just going to revert back. This is just the way it works. It's like a business. You can't work hard in your business and then just say, okay, I'm done and now everything's just going to work on its own. I don't have to do anything. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that, okay? You've got to keep it up. You've got to keep it up. So what am I saying here? You cannot keep up something that's extreme. You don't even have to do something that's extreme to see results. Okay, and I think maybe I mentioned this already in the beginning of the video, but somebody said this challenge is too long. It's like, okay, well, we could, well, I guess I'm going down a different road here when we get to this topic. But the point is you need to find something that you can maintain for the long duration. I know this is important to this one person that talked to me, if you want to keep results. If you don't care, if you don't mind regressing, that's fine, okay? And if you think that being more extreme will get you somewhere, it will in the short term. It will give you more results. But remember that you have to keep that up to maintain what you had, right? So find something. My suggestion to you is, depending on how fast you want to see results, do as little as you have to see the results that you want to see, right? Doesn't make sense to do more, right? So I'm going to say it again. You don't have to be extreme to achieve results. You just have to be consistent. Okay? Again, especially when we're talking about moderate results here. We're not talking about getting on a bodybuilding stage. We're talking about just, quote, losing some body fat, gaining some muscle tone, right? All right, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I will talk to you guys all very soon. See you guys.